Sam smiled widely. "Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. I won't forget you." "I hope you do, Sam. If you're caught, I never saw you." The Negro nodded and led his family into the thicket. A moment later, a buggy bounced up the road, and John recognized Oscar Hackett, owner of the feed store. Oscar pulled his horse to a stop. "What you looking at, boys? Staring into the brush." "Nothing, Mr. Hackett," John said. "Thought we saw a deer." "Yeah, lots of deer around here. You ain't got no gun. Why look?" John turned his horse. "Gotta go home, Mr. Hackett." He galloped towards town with Joe beside him, leaving the older man rubbing his jaw, looking at the thicket. Mark Roberts wondered how much longer he could handle his 900-acre farm. At 63, he found it harder to work a full day and wasn't sure Jonathan would take over. He didn't have the desire to be a farmer. So far, he hadn't shown an interest in any kind of work. Maybe that would change in a few years. Young people can be lazy. Mark wasn't disappointed with his son. John was polite, obedient, and well-liked by his friends. Although he did well in school, he wasn't the leader Mark had hoped. He was easily led, and Mark hoped he would stay away from those who'd lead him into trouble. He was glad his adopted daughters, Megan and Beth, had married and could now handle their own adjoining farm. It was easier on Eagle Eye and his tribe, too. They could work on Mark's place, and with the younger Indians like Joe Bluefeather growing into manhood, Mark didn't really need John's management. He thought he and his wife Carrie had spoiled their son. There was always someone else to do the work. Mark sat on the front porch of their large two-story home, rocking as he smoked his pipe. The screen door squeaked. Carrie came out and sat beside him in the chair. "Jonathan should be home soon," she said. "Maybelle has dinner about ready." Mark blew a smoke ring. "We won't wait for him. He and Joe rode off this morning. He'll be hungry. What's Maybelle cooking tonight?" "Roast beef, potatoes, and corn. Smells good." "That old Negro has sure been a help to you, hasn't she?" "Yes, she has. I'm glad you bought her. I wasn't sure at first. We never approved of slavery." "Still don't. Nobody wanted her. Too old. I bought her to keep her out of Carter's hands. He'd work her to death." Carrie rocked in her chair. "She's been with us 10 years now. Told me yesterday she didn't feel like a slave. She hoped we wouldn't sell her." "We won't. And you can tell her she's part of the family, not a slave." "I did. She cried her eyes out." Mark sat up, putting his pipe down. "Here come those two kids now. Joe's turning off on the trail into the woods going home." Mark put his horse in the corral and was in the house a short time later. He didn't tell his parents about the escaping slaves or meeting the returning raiders. His father had warned him about both, but he seldom paid attention to such warnings. Joe Bluefeather rode on through the thick hardwood forest and came to the meadow where teepees stood in a paradise surrounded by elms and cottonwoods. Eagle Eye squatted by the fire in front of his wigwam, watching his grandson approach. Joe sat beside him, saying nothing. After a few minutes, Eagle Eye said, "You're bothered about something?" "Not bothered, Grandfather, just thinking. Tell me again why our people are such good friends with the Roberts." "Why do you ask now?" "Just wondering." "Good. You're growing up. You want answers. I will tell you. Before you were born, Mark and Carrie came to the plateau when the town was new. He had nothing. Carrie's father had many acres. Her father and mother were killed by Paiutes. Now she had land, but was alone. She brought 2 little girls with her. Their parents, too, were killed, and they had inherited the land next to hers. No one to work it. Mark and Carrie married, adopted Megan and Beth. We live on part of that land." "Did you buy it from them?" "No. They gave us 100 acres from each." 200 acres? Just gave it to you?" "Be quiet, little one. You talk too much. We traded our labor to help build their home and work the land. Mark Roberts now pays us from the crops he sells to bluecoat soldiers. We have our own land. He has steady workers. You work now. You're old enough. Make a little money." Joe snapped. "I've already been working. You have me work the land." Eagle Eye smiled. "Because you have asked, you are now a man. You will get your share. And remember, grandson, the Roberts are good. Keep their promises. Not many white men do." "I know, Grandfather."